it's Destiny, and today we're going to be building Yao Guang within 24 hours of her release and try her out. I'd love to know if you pulled Yao Guang or any of the reruns in version 4.0 and how it went. Also, if you'd like to see more Star Rail content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. Within the first 2 hours of Yao Guang's release, I tried pulling for her and was able to get her in her light cone, and now it is time to build her. For my goals, I'd like to get Yao Guang to level 80, light cone level 80, leveling up her traces as much as possible, 4-piece Diviner of Distant Reach relic set, as that is her best relic set. I'll be going for a crit rate or crit damage body depending on how much crit rate and crit damage I have, speed boots, HP or defense orb, and energy regen rope. Substats I'll focus on will be speed, crit rate, and crit damage. For Yao Guang's speed, my goal will be 160 plus speed and just trying to get this as high as we can while also maintaining a good crit ratio. Getting her more speed will be beneficial for getting Yao Guang more elation, and this will also help with AHA instant triggering more frequently, as AHA's speed is based on the number of elation characters on the team and their speeds. Now though, let's begin with building her. During version 3.8, I farmed a lot of credits and EXP books, and I also farmed Yao Guang's boss materials, so getting her to level 80 was pretty easy. As for her light cone, I was able to synthesize the materials she would need, and was also able to get her light cone to 80. Now for traces, I did the equivalent exchange and normal exchange for talent materials, and I was thankfully able to max out all of her traces except for her basic attack. And now it is time for us to try relic farming for her. So I'm gonna try farming for Yao Guang's relic set here, and hopefully we actually get some good Sparxie pieces as well, since that would be perfect as I am also going to be pulling for Sparxie. But I'm just gonna let my team here do its thing, and we are gonna be checking out each of the relics as well. Really hoping that for Yao Guang's pieces, once again, we get some good speed rolls. We get crit rate, crit damage. Okay, so this piece does have crit rate and attack, so maybe we could end up using this. Ideally though, we also get something that has crit damage. As for the next piece, this is definitely not gonna get used. Oh no, double crit on effect hit rate. Oh, that actually sucks. Okay, wait, I think all of these pieces are actually pretty bad, which I'm not surprised. I feel like every time I farm a domain for the very first time, the pieces are always horrible. Yeah, that was not very good. So we are gonna have to farm some more, and hopefully we get some better pieces. But what we'll do, if our pieces aren't the greatest, we'll still be able to synthesize some pieces instead. That can also be an option in the case of the grinding not going very well. All right, these are already looking not so great, honestly. Oh, speed and crit rate, maybe. Oh my gosh, crit rate body, but no crit damage, nothing. Ah, okay, crit rate with crit damage. That could definitely work, potentially, depending on if we decide to go with a crit rate body instead of crit damage. Oh my gosh, that piece would have been so nice if that was speed instead of defense. No! I think I'm also gonna use some fuel. So far... Oh wait, okay, crit rate, crit damage. We're definitely keeping this one just in case it rolls good. I'm looking for crit rate and crit damage, especially with the magical girl set. All right, let's take a look. Okay, crit rate and attack percent. Hopefully I get a crit rate, crit damage once again though. That piece maybe has potential. Let's see, defense percent. Ooh, okay, double crit. I do want some speed though, and another double crit. Okay, so I think we're finally getting better pieces. No, defense boots. Can I please get some speed boots? We got defense, and HP. No, not the greatest pieces. Oh my gosh, I keep getting no double crit for the magical girl set. Aw. All right, let's just keep looking. Please, speed. No, not freaking with HP and defense. Okay, we definitely need to start synthesizing now, which is what I'm doing, since we're just not really getting very lucky here with the stats we need. So I don't think I got a crit damage body piece at all, so we are gonna craft one here. Oh, it would have been great if it already started with all 4 stats, because that would have allowed us to get some more rolls. We're also going to craft some of these here. Okay, crit rate, crit damage. All right, so we're gonna take a look at my Yao Guang here, and then we're just gonna go through some of these pieces. So I'm gonna give her the crit damage body. And for the hands, we do have a couple of options I guess we technically could maybe use. So this will kind of just depend on how it rolls. And we'll just start off with this here. So I might end up swapping these depending on if I do get better pieces. So what we might do is also get rid of some pieces just to keep crafting some more to see how that goes. Let's see. Oh my gosh, only 2 rolls in crit rate and not the crit damage. No, it would have been great if we had some speed rolls there. Okay, what about this one? Please. No, where's my crit rate? Okay, so not only were we getting a little bit of bad luck when it comes to... Oh, okay, wait, that's really good. I will absolutely accept that. That's a lot of crit rate. We're gonna try re-rolling this. Oh, okay, definitely better. 2 in crit rate, 2 crit damage, only 1 in break effect. Ideally none in break effect, but it is okay. Okay, we're definitely gonna swap around some pieces here. So let's try synthesizing some more. I'm gonna try rolling this. Okay, we got a crit rate roll. Okay, we got speed. So we can try this out. Okay, 181, 72% crit rate, 154 crit damage, 32 substats, so not too bad. So we have this piece, which honestly this piece is not that great, only because of the fact it didn't really roll too much into the crit. But since my Yao Guang already has a nice amount of crit rate, then we probably should be fine once we actually enter within battle, since we'll have more crit rate within battle in comparison to the out of battle screen. I think her build is actually pretty decent for us to start off with. And now let's try showcasing her. For today's showcase, we're going to be using Yao Guang alongside Archer, which once we get Sparxie, then Yao Guang will have a stronger synergy to be used alongside. But for today, we're just going to be using Archer with Yao Guang. And Yao Guang will be able to provide Archer with Ult-type Res Pen. He'll be able to inflict vulnerability debuffs onto enemies, resulting in Archer dealing more damage onto them. Archer can nicely take advantage of the Great Boon effect, and Yao Guang can also assist with the skill points of the team. Thanks to her Elation skill, she will be able to refund the skill point. As we can see here, Elation skill, boom, and now we have 9 skill points once again. And now Sparkle will be able to have an overflow of 6 skill points, as we can see here. So now with Archer, we can just use our skill here, just spam it. And boom, there we go. Now we could just use Archer's ultimate onto the enemy to the right. And now we can just attack the enemy in the middle once again. Now Soul Dragon will come in. Archer will unleash his follow-up. And now we will take a bit of damage, but this is fine. Now Yao Guang, Elation skill. And we will be able to recover 1 skill point from this as well. Archer follow-up. Now with Dan Heng, we can basic attack. With Yao Guang, we will use her skill. And with Sparkle here, I'll advance forward Archer. And we will be able to finish off this enemy here. And well, bam, there we go. Now we are on to the next wave of enemies here with Cocolia and Bronya, and Yao Guang will immediately unleash her Elation skill, getting us back a skill point, which is awesome. We could just advance forward Archer here and use his skill. Alrighty, boom, there we go. Another skill from Archer. We can use Archer's ultimate and then follow up here with Dan Heng's ultimate, resulting in Archer getting back 1 skill point from the follow-up. So now we can use Archer's skill again. There we go. Soul Dragon will come in, Archer will unleash the follow-up, and now Cocolia is going to get advanced forward by Bronya, which is fine. Alright, nice. So Sparkle did get attacked there, which is perfect. What we're going to do is just simply basic attack. We can use her basic attack here. And now with Sparkle, I will just use her ultimate, getting back some more skill points for the team. And we can also advance forward Archer. Now with Archer, we can just use his skill. Boom. Well, bam. And we're just going to keep using his skill here. Boom. Okay, 16% here on Cocolia. Oh no, Dan Heng got pushed down. Okay, that is a bit unfortunate. Yao Guang will unleash her Elation skill though. Now Soul Dragon will give us some shield. The turbulence will kick in. With Yao Guang, I will just use her skill and then follow up here with her ultimate. So there we go. Aha instant time. Boom. Basic attack here with Dan Heng. We can advance forward Archer here with Sparkle. And what we can also do is just use a skill here on Cocolia. Follow up with Dan Heng's ultimate. Soul Dragon will come in. And now Cocolia will get advanced forward, which is fine. No, my Yao Guang! Okay, Elation skill. Boom! Boom. Okay, Cocolia is a goner, thankfully. We could just basic attack here. Advance forward archer. Now we can get back some skill points. We are just going to use a skill. Boom. Follow up here with the ultimate. Alrighty, we have 2 skill points left. And there we go. We were able to get a 1 cycle clear. I got a little worried there when Cocolia froze Yao Guang, but it was fine. And now real quick, we can just go over the builds. And here is my archer. My archer is actually going to be over capping on crit rate once we're actually in battle due to Sparkle and Yao Guang, but it is fine. We do have Root Arena and Genius of Brilliant Stars, E0. Sparkle is also E0. We're just using Lushaka and Ordeal. We have her light cone here, but you can of course use the Ansana Stance. Now we have Don Hong, and here he is. We're using Lushaka and the Self-Enshrouded set, Eidolon's E0, and for Yao Guang, here she is, which I have shown her already. But just real quick, here is her build. Lushaka and then Diviner of Distant Reach, and E0. When it comes to Yao Guang's value, if you are on the fence about pulling her or on the fence about Elation, I would honestly recommend waiting until the second half of version 4.0 to determine if you want to pull her or not. Since if you do want to pull Sparxie, while Sparxie can be used without Yao Guang, Sparxie heavily benefits from Yao Guang's kit, so it is pretty nice to pair them together. And for Elation teams as a whole, they can nicely take advantage of Yao Guang's kit. But if you are unsure if you want to commit to Elation, then I would definitely wait on pulling Yao Guang. Yao Guang's kit is heavily catered toward Elation characters with what she's able to provide, being able to trigger Aha Instant more frequently, being able to provide Elation based on a percentage of her own Elation with her skill. Of course, she has some general benefits as well, as I mentioned in the case of Archer. He can take advantage of the Great Boon effect, he can take advantage of the vulnerability debuff she inflicts onto enemies, the old type res pen, and so on. But I would primarily recommend pulling Yao Guang in the case of if you intend to use her with another Elation character. I'd love to know though all of your thoughts on Yao Guang, if you will be pulling her or if you already have pulled her or any of the reruns and how that went. Lastly, if you'd like to see more content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.